right now, because most of you are same, but different, then there is no real difference between your product and somebody else's product. I mean, somebody in your field. So if you're a coach and a management coach, probably your coaching sessions are pretty much like some other coaching management coaches. Okay? You might think that it's so different because you wear pink and they are wearing a tie, but at the end, from the point of view of whom? Of the client or prospect, your product looks pretty much the same. Would you agree? How many of you would agree that if you're being honest with yourself, like it or not, your products or services, in the eyes of the client, not in your eyes, but in the eyes of the clients, it's pretty much similar. Okay? Now, here you have a problem, because just let me show you. How many of you are management consultants here? Okay? Just in this room, we have like 60 of you. Why would I choose you and not you? I mean, your websites look pretty much the same. Your texts are looking pretty much the same. Your product or service in my eyes look pretty much the same. Why would I choose you and not you or somebody else? You're not standing out. That's something else, but that's when they know you. This is a total different marketing. I'm talking right now, how do you get new clients? It's people that don't know you. Okay? So you need to find some way to market yourself to people that don't know you, and I want to instill in your mind something that most companies don't have a clue about it, and I wasn't thinking about it for years, although we had that. I want you to make your product a marketing strategy. I want you to have your product as your marketing tool. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, but you'll see in a minute, okay? I'll give you just examples of products like that that you actually know. Let's take an example. Volkswagen Beetle. You know the Volkswagen Beetle? The new one, not the old one. The new one. You remember the new one? It's not. They are not working on the same principles. But the new Beetle, when it went to the States, they almost didn't do any advertisement, and they became a huge, huge hit. You know why? Because the Volkswagen Beetle sells itself. It goes in the street. People say, "Wow, I want that." That's it. The product is remarkable. In this case, because of design, people look at it, they can't ignore. Look at all the other cars in the market. They all look the same. What's the difference? Same, but difference. Right? They have the lights differently. You know, they have a different leather, they have a different color, that's it. But they all look the same. Well, Volkswagen Beetle looks different. Would you agree? It turns heads. I'll give you another example. Now, by the way, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Not for everyone. For the people that this is what talks to them, it turns their head and they want that. You can take another car. Do you know the Hammer? You know the Hammer? It's not for everyone, right? Most people hate it, right? But you can't ignore it. Would you agree? When it goes, I mean, you don't have them in Holland, but I remember when every time that I go to the States, we have a few, I didn't see them. I live in Amsterdam, didn't see, but they don't have where to put them in Amsterdam, I think. Yeah. You know that there's a movement. There's quite a few movements in the States actually to vandalize those cars because of all the things they do. But anyway, the point is that you cannot ignore this car. It's very hard. I mean, it's very big to ignore. But it's more than, now those people that are interested in this type in this image, they want it just because how it looks. Does that make sense? I'll give you another example, Harley Davidson. It's not like another motorbike. I don't know anything about motorbikes, not interested in motorbikes at all, but Harley Davidson, take my attention. Is it just the shape? How many of you, even if you're not motorbike freaks, how many of you could recognize the sound of a Harley from far? Look how many hands. And you have nothing to do with motorbikes. This is built into the product. It's not a side effect. It's not a mistake. It's not because, oh, this is the engine. The sound is planned. The shape is planned. It's part of the marketing. It's a remarkable product that has a purpose. By design of the sound and everything. There are soaps and shampoos that today they design the sound that will come when you open the bottle. Okay? There are. They do that. Okay? But we're talking about the big things that we all recognize, so that's the Harley Davidson, for example. Another one, maybe you do, I'm sure we have it here in Holland, but you know the Band-Aids, the plasters? You know, they're all the same, right? There's this kind of a skin color, and you know they do the job. They're perfect. They're perfect. Who is yesterday with the perfect thing? Okay, who was yesterday? Yeah. So you know, it's a perfect product. There's nothing that you can improve on that. And there was no way to come into the market because Band-Aid, the company that was creating it, the inventor, they had the 90% of the market. Nobody else could sell it. And then a company said, "Who is my target audience for Band-Aids? Those are the kids." right? And the parents wants to make the owie go away, right? So what they did, I don't know if you have it here, they printed cartoons on the Band-Aids. They took the 100% of the market that goes to kids. So which means that parents are buying. So when I buy for myself, because I need to put something in my shoe, I won't buy it. But when my daughter was young, there was no option for something else. Now, what I'm trying to say, when I'm talking about a remarkable product, I mean what? They didn't change anything in the product except the drawing on the cover, right? But it sold itself because the kid went to school. And he has a Band-Aid with Mickey Mouse. Everybody wants to have it. Every single kid comes to their parents and they suddenly have lots of owies. They fall on purpose. And when you give them the skin color, they say, not passing. You bring them the Mickey Mouse, everything is okay. Parents have to buy it. Seriously, this is a product that sells itself. Do you understand? Yeah, you understand the difference between your product that looks the same like others? So you're like Toyota or like Subaru, or like any other cars that looks like the other, while you have something that is so remarkable that everybody talks about it. Okay, an example of a product that the remarkable was designed into it, agree to it or not, is the business bootcamp. Okay, when I developed that, I told you yesterday, I spent all my time not on marketing at all, on thinking how I just wanted to make it a remarkable product. Now, the reason why this information wasn't before is because I didn't got how well I did that. I actually got pissed on the graduates of the business bootcamp every single time. You know why? When we were reading their tweets, you know what was the #1 tweet that kept on repeating? Think about it. What was the people are sharing on Twitter about being in the business bootcamp after the first day? The dancing on the chairs. I got so pissed. We give you a training, a business training. We give you so many tools, and I want you to communicate to your people, to everybody that was on your network, that how wonderful a course it is. I'm doubling my income just by sitting here, and everybody's writing about dancing on the chairs. And I, as an idiot, was pissed on those people that were writing it, instead of realizing that this is a remarkable quality of this training. You didn't see that in another training. It made you feel in a certain way. It made you feel in a certain way about yourself, because for many people that was about your experience. It wasn't about seeing the other people. It was about the freedom to do that, right? Isn't it? You'll see what will happen this afternoon, and for many people this just a breakthrough, just a huge breakthrough what we're going to do. Not scary, but it's just so different than what usually been done. This stuff was designed into the training. I just didn't realize how powerful it is in the way that people communicate. What do I care what you communicate? If you communicate to people and say, listen, we danced on the chairs and we had great fun, because of that people are coming, is that a bad thing? No. But what happens is that there are more business seminars in Holland. Would you agree? But the business bootcamp stand up. Isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, many of you heard more than once about the business bootcamp from different people. How many of you heard about the business bootcamp from different sources or from different... Look how many hands. No advertisement, no marketing whatsoever. But you heard it from a friend here, a friend there, and a video that was there, whatever tweets. I heard that a lot of people came from Twitter. We'll talk about it later. So what I'm trying to say is that it's possible. It's not just Harley Davidson. It's not just those special Band-Aids. You can do that yourself. I mean, we're very close to your business, to many of you. You're service providers, a lot of you. So if you're a coach or a consultant or a massage therapist or a graphic designer or a web master, you all give service to people. How do you make your service so remarkable that it will be the marketing tool by itself, that people will talk about it without you having to tell them to talk about it? Do you understand? Do you understand? Yes. Now, I cannot solve you now, okay? I cannot solve it now. Now you have to go and work on that, okay? When in the Master Entrepreneur, we have a 3-hour session called Remarkable Product Workshop, where we sit on your specific product, and we're going to probably have to change it, to modify it a little bit. Because if right now it's same but different, you will struggle forever.